Good morning. I'm going to show you how to add an image now to your web page. I'm working on your old, what I'm calling your old or your live homepage. I haven't yet added on this one as I await your approval for what we're going to add here. But I'm going to show you how to add in your new essay with a photo here. So the first thing I am in as you can see, the regular editor page. I'm on the correct page, home page. And what I'm going to do is make some room down here. So I don't know if you remember before we added the square knot, these three images were here kind of aligned, and there was room to kind of add in one more. I could just click in and move around to make room for this one. But now that we have a second, now that we have a second one to add, I need to make room on this strip. So everything on the website, or a lot of things on the website, are on these strips. You can just think of them as pieces of like almost index cards that are lined up on a piece of paper. And so this section is on one strip that you can see is this white color. And then there's another strip here where the bottom is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to make room. So I'm going to scooch this bottom. Sorry. I'm going to scooch this down here. I was basically clicking on the white strip and giving it room. I'm basically changing it from, let's say, an index piece of paper or card to an 8.5 by 11. I'm just stretching it out. So you can see I literally stretch it down here because I know I'm going to need room here. And what I've envisioned is making the new image that you got from Daily Beast up here with this one and moving these three down. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and make room. And it's going to be sloppy at first, and I promise it'll look all nice and pretty when we're done. But I'm just going to keep these things all connected with each other while we kind of move them around like puzzle pieces. But I'm envisioning it's going to look roughly like this. Oops, sorry. So I thought I would add a similar size square for the Daily Beast piece here, so it's kind of symmetrical. So first I'm going to do is add the photo. So if you just come over here, sorry, I think it's a little off screen, but there's a plus sign over here. We're going to click that, and we're going to add an image. And you can see I have all of my clients here because I'm working on mine. But when you click into this, only your photos will show up here. So you can see I've already added the image because I already added it to that second home page. But if you didn't already have it here, you would just go over and upload an image from your computer, and it would show up right here. So I'm going to add this image. And it's going to come in the wrong size, but that's okay. You just change the size as you would any other. And you can either eyeball it, or what I'm going to do is use a tool here and make it equal to this one. So if you go on this toolbar, it eliminates that. I'm going to click on this as a guide and see the width and the height and note those. Just write those down on a piece of paper. And that way, when I can go over to this image, I can make it exactly the same. Use the same dimensions to make it the same size, because I like things to be symmetrical. So I'm going to kind of line these two up. I think I'll kind of off. Just trying to make it so it fills the space nicely. I think that looks good. And I think what I'll do is I'll just copy this link to use the same size text. You can just duplicate it over here. And then obviously we're going to rename this. Okay. And I'm just going to stretch this out so it kind of fits underneath the photo nicely here, just like the other ones do. We're going to make all these pretty when we're done. So I need to now link the article. So if you just go into edit text, and then it has the old link, because remember we copied this one. So we want to take that link off, and then we want to relink to link it to your article, which I'm going to copy the URL that I already had opened and just paste it here. Okay, so now the photo, the image is here, all the links are here. Now we need to make this look a little tidier. So I'm just going to make sure these are all aligned, and when you move them around on the page like this, Wix will let you know. Those aren't exactly the same size. Let's see, 378 to 211. So this is slightly different. Okay, so when you move them around like this, you can line them up using the X and the Y, or you can just eyeball it. I'm just going to make sure it's kind of symmetrical on the page to start with. And let's see, this is, I want this to be underneath here. This, I'm going to remove this line. I forgot to remove that. When I do a link, I like to sometimes leave the line, but on the other ones I didn't. So I'm just going to remove this underline. It just caught my eye. So let's make these more symmetrical. Give them a little room. Oops. Okay. Now, before I save it, I want to preview it. So I'm just going to do that. And that way I can kind of experience it as you scroll down. Looks good. And so now I can save it. And I can also publish it, and that's what makes it live. Let's tweak that a little bit. Okay. Before I do publish it, which makes it live, I want to check everything we just did and make sure it went on the mobile version correctly. When you add things to the website, you have to always check both the laptop or desktop version and the mobile version. So let's switch over to mobile and see what happened when we added those. So you can see we're landing on the same page. So we're just going to find that section, and there is your, there are all your new links. So they're a little out of order. So I think I'll move the square knot one up to keep it together in kind of chronological order. That's what I've been doing. So I'm just going to move that around here manually. Oops. I'll just move this one down. Let's see, I'll do Cooper's Heart down here. It's very exciting how crowded your space is. That means you're getting a lot of stuff on there, lady. Let's see. So I'm just going to move this so that it's kind of in chronological order of the most recent. And again, preview it. There you go. That's good. So I'm going to save this again. And now I'm going to go ahead and publish it so it's live to everyone. So now when I send this to you this morning, you will have your updated website. We'll have these. I've kept the home page, as I mentioned, without your new piece here, just because I haven't gotten your okay to do that. So when you give me the okay to add that in, I will have to manually re-add this back into the new home page as well, but that's okay. I just wanted to use this as a teaching lesson and to get it live while you think of it. So if anybody comes to your website, it's there. Okay, thanks.